if you guys want more Sly Cooper, let Sony know.
Herman Cinema.
It was a great franchise.
Just don't understand why I got these people mad. Some say I'm doing good while the others saying bad.
How's it going, fellow Coopers? Mulatto here, and people, today we're going to have a discussion about Sly Cooper. What exactly happened to Sly Cooper? Where is Sly Cooper? Who the hell is responsible for what happened to the series? Like, we have so much questions, and if you're a new person to the franchise, I'm pretty sure you have a lot of questions, like why this game that was so popular suddenly disappeared. Well, today we will try to answer all of these questions, so make sure you leave your own thoughts and ideas in the comments down below, and without further ado, let's hop into the video. Alright, so in order for us to fully understand what happened, or at least try to understand what happened, is to go back in time. So going back to 2001, we are first introduced to Sly Cooper and the Thieves' Raccoon as the first game of the series. Now, if we go 3 years after the launch of Sly 1, we get Sly Cooper 2, Band of Thieves. And 1 year later, we got Sly Cooper 3, Honor Among Thieves. Now, these three games are part of Sucker Punch's original Sly Cooper, the cartoony graphics, and it got a whole bunch of sales. This game was top hits, was PlayStation 2 hits, this game, right along with Jak and Daxter and Ratchet and Clank. It was the trio, the three main PlayStation 2 mascots. However, going into the PlayStation 3, Sucker Punch decided they didn't want to continue the Sly Cooper games, so they focused a bit more on Infamous, another game by Sucker Punch, and in that game they actually got a lot of Easter eggs, and in 2010 we are introduced to the Sly Cooper trilogy. Basically, the three games combined into one game for the PS3. Now, this game was actually produced by Sanzaro Games. All of this was actually an elaborate plan by Sanzaro Games to bring out a new Sly Cooper game, Sly 4. So, I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but they actually presented a Sly Cooper prototype to Sony, and being greenlighted by Sony and by the owner, Sucker Punch, they were greenlighted for a Sly Cooper 4. However, they had to bring a trilogy into place. So they made a reboot of the original trilogy for the PS2, bring it to the PS3. And at the end of the trilogy, if you platinum all three games, you get this message placed: final, really? And yeah, after you complete this game, you get this message, and a lot of people were speculating a new game for the franchise. New developer, new game, a lot of possibilities basically. So 1 year later, in 2011, we got announced to the Sly Cooper 4, and it was 2 long years of wait, but in 2013 we finally got the game released and out in the stores for the PlayStation 3. And then what happened? Well,
I am Penelope, well after all, don't put the blame on me. I sound like we're not family, idiot. Whoa, some people think I'm the problem.
a lot of hate basically. So I don't know why, but the game Sly 4 doesn't make any sense if you compare it to Sly 1, 2 and 3. The storyline doesn't make any sense, and I'm not going to make this a Sly 4 rant videos because I feel like there's a lot out there and there's a lot of hate out there. I'm just going to leave you guys here in the screen this meme right here that I found on Reddit and I posted on my Twitter. If you're not following me on Twitter, please do, the link is down below. Sly 4 was actually intended to have Egypt as another level, however the level got cut because of the size of the PS Vita, they stated. However, it was planned to be a DLC, but the plans got scrapped because of sales, so Sony didn't greenlight another game, and at this point Sanzaro Games went quiet. They died, they just disappeared, just vanished without any words to the fans. And finally, I believe it was 2015 or so, a few 2 or 3 years after, we got a statement saying that they are not working on a new Sly Cooper game, and that was the end of the story. However, we got a trailer for a movie we got greenlighted for a movie. And what happened to the movie? Yes, the movie got put on hold, and then suddenly we didn't get any more news regarding the movie. And after that, we got a TV series, and it happened exactly the same thing. The main reason the Sly movie was put on hold was due to Ratchet and Clank's flop, technically. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I already said this in my Ratchet and Clank videos. I enjoyed the movie, but I feel like it's not enough to explain the dynamic of the duo, if you know what I mean. And afraid that the same thing would happen to Sly Cooper, Sony decided to put a hold on the project. So we got Technicolor for the TV series, but Technicolor removed Sly from the website, and people started saying it got cancelled. So Sony's HBO Max picked up the games, it seems, and Sly Cooper is not the only game that is going on TV. We have rumors for Ratchet and Clank, as well as The Last of Us. So this might be interesting, but so far we have no news. The news are a bit dry at the moment. Between last year and half of this year's, Sanzaro got purchased by Oculus from Facebook, and they're now working on VR games. And this means they're not planning to make another Sly Cooper game. And it was pretty obvious from the point they said no plans for a Sly Cooper game. And it's pretty sad, really, because if you go online, a lot of people want the Sly Cooper franchise, a reboot of the trilogy, a reboot of the first game. People want to see the game, you know, and it's very, very, very sad. Especially when even IGN makes a top list and includes Sly Cooper as one of the games most requested by the fans. And we even have a poll, which games should Sony bring back? And Sly Cooper is devastating that poll alongside Jak and Daxter, and it's pretty sad because Jak and Sly have the same story. Two awesome PS2 games that kinda got rejected by their parents, we could say. But not everything is gloom and dark, because we now are entering a new age, which is a PlayStation 5, and Ratchet already crossed that line with a trailer for the PlayStation 5 on the announcement of the same. So we could get something, because if you go on Twitter, my boy Safehouse actually caught something very peculiar in this trailer, something very similar, something very nostalgic in this opening. And that is in the bottom left corner, the plane from Slide 3. Now, I know this is just for nostalgic and because, after all, Sly is a PlayStation hit, but don't get your hopes up, not as of yet, because we don't have a producer, we don't have someone that gets the IP, and it's just what we need, someone to get the IP. Why do you think Ratchet is so popular? Because Insomniac never let their baby go, basically, and they actually work with Sony, so they have more resources, but that's a topic for other day. With this, guys, we conclude today's video. Make sure you leave your thoughts and ideas in the comments down below, and I'll catch you guys for future videos. Make sure you hit that like button, because it is always a thrill talking about the Sly Cooper franchise. It is one of the best franchises. It's my favorite franchise, really. And yeah, with this all out of the way, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.